Well, I should have known, but Tom Brady is back. Well, I didn't even pick this one up, but I had to tell you guys and had to mention it because of the last Tom Brady episode. I'm still not a hater, but let's break down what he's done this time and see how you can apply it to your own life.
Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. G.O.A.T. Patton.
Welcome to this episode of Licensed to Live. My name is Dr. G.O.A.T. Patton, and I'm your host for our journey together today and every day you choose to listen to this show. If you or anyone you know has been dissed in their career, please invite them to join us along this journey. Simply subscribe on Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, Android, wherever you listen to podcasts, and I will continue to bring you the most up-to-date information about career and life changes. You know what I mean by dissed. I mean displaced, disgruntled, disenfranchised, dissatisfied. If you have been dissed, you are in the right place. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Tom Brady again. And if you hadn't heard, after the last football season, one of the greatest, arguably the greatest of all time, decided he was going to retire. And I told you every single reason why you should not quit like Tom Brady. The television media, they didn't want to hear, we're not saying bad stuff about Brady. I said, no, I'm not saying bad stuff about Brady. I am telling you not to quit like Tom Brady. And as I mentioned in that episode, which was episode 105, it was episode 105, links are in the show notes. I broke down why you shouldn't quit like him. And honestly, it's for the reason we're going to talk about today. Now he decided he's coming back with all of this drama, and we're going to break down this play-by-play right after we finish thanking our sponsors. Hey, this is Dr. G.O.A.T. Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee.
This is Super Bowl champion Mike Logan, and you are listening to Licensed to Live.
Today's affirmation: I believe in my ability to find and navigate the path that's right for me. I'll say it again. I believe in my ability to find and navigate the path That's right for me. This is one that you guys need to commit to memory and believe, and your career will straighten out and your life will straighten out because you realize these things are supposed to happen. And while we're talking about things that are supposed to be happening, guess what? It is that time, folks. Licensed to Live 2022. The conference is coming up again, July 8th, 9th, and 10th. We are in Philadelphia. We are live. We are in the Bellevue Hotel, and we are going to have a wonderful event. We're having the VIP day on Friday. We are having the main conference days on Saturday and Sunday. We have CME credits pending. So there's no reason for you guys not to come to the conference this year. I mean, we're kind of declaring the pandemic over, at least by most measures right now. So get your tickets now at licensetolive.com. I'm sure this early bird special won't be going too much longer after you hear this episode. So get your tickets while they are on sale. And I can't wait to see you in Philadelphia. Now back to Tom Brady. Yeah, I mean, Brady is back. He decided to just put it out there after quitting and then after saying, hey, I'm going to retire, which, I mean, for a 40-something-year-old NFL player to decide to retire, look, you've had a long and extremely successful career. Why not retire? It's within your every right. But it was the act of quitting and how he did it and some reasons you shouldn't quit the way he did that you need to understand. But part of it is, well, the biggest reason is now the drama continues. He's back. He decided to go back to his coach, his job, and sign on for the Bucks. At first, I thought it was just fake news. I thought it was just somebody getting some attention on social media. I said, nah, he didn't really come back. Yes, he did come back. He did come back. And he said he's going to play again. So, well, let's just look at the message this may send to anybody around him. Now, if you are not Tom Brady and if you aren't considered the best ever play the game, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, all of these things that they talk about him with, you probably can't do what he did. I mean, let's look at exactly what he did. It was after, his last and final loss, and it wasn't in a Super Bowl. He's been to so many, so he probably judges success in his career based on winning the Super Bowl. Rightfully so. That's everybody's ultimate objective in the NFL. And he did not reach that mark. So in essence, he had a bad day at the office. And what happens when you have a bad day at the office? You feel like getting the heck out of there. You want to leave there and you really never want to come back. And I don't blame him. I mean, it's tough. You had a long career. Why not? But as a result, quitting kind of when you had that bad day, once all of that angst and dissatisfaction wears off, you're like, oh, wait a minute. What happened to my job? And again, if you're not the greatest of all time, you're not going to get that job back. You're not going to be able to walk back in there, say, you know what, a couple months ago, I said I was quitting. I took some time off and played with the kids and, well, hey, I'm ready to go back to work again. Can I come in Monday? Real life doesn't go like that. I mean, because he is who he is, he could probably do that. But let's take the play-by-play on maybe what's happened over these last couple of months. And this is the kind of thing that happens when you don't make a plan in life. Everything in your career, you need to make some sort of plan for. And particularly when you are going to transition from one job into another, the best way to go about it is in a planned environment. Now, things don't always go to your plan, and certainly it may not work out according to plan, but you at least have that plan and you say, you know what you're going to do with a couple of other things. And now most people, when they transfer jobs, they start job searching on the low. Shh, it's secret. Hey, I'm looking for a new job and can I use you as a reference, but don't tell anybody. That kind of stuff is exactly what happens in real life to most people. Even if you're high performing at your job, still may not be the GOAT, but even as a high performer, you're probably going to do that because you're looking for a better job, maybe more pay, maybe more time off, maybe more whatever, but you're looking for something better. And with him, I don't know if he made a plan or not, or maybe this was the plan. It's just something to keep his stock super high anyway. But nonetheless, this is why you have to have that plan, because this happens to a lot of people in retirement. You have put everything into your job for so many years that you completely lose your self-identity. You don't know who you are anymore. You're just that title. You're that executive VP. You're that district attorney. You're the VIP on your squad. You live up to that title. And the longer you serve in that role, the longer people call you by that title. And that becomes your identity. You don't necessarily want it to happen that way, but a lot of times you're not going to spend the energy and focus on your identity all the time because you have so many other things to worry about. And when that happens, you become your title. And then when you quit, retire, transferred, and no longer have that title, then you don't know where you are in this world. You don't know what you're doing. And you're like, oh, geez, I'm not that VP anymore. I'm not that CEO anymore. I'm not medical director, chief medical officer. I'm not doing any of these things anymore. Now, what am I supposed to do? Well, take the time to find yourself, know who you are, and know all the good things you go and forget about the job titles. That is all secondary. And I know it seems primary. Let's face it. We all need a paycheck. We all have bills to pay, but it becomes secondary. And it should be secondary, but a lot of times it becomes primary just by the nature of what you do when you perform at a very high level. Well, another thing that often happens to people around that transition is that they can't rest. They have been so keyed up, running so hard over this time. They just say, I don't know what to do. I have been running this marathon, this triathlon, this decathlon for all of these years. And I don't know how to live without a little less stress in my life. I don't know how to just sit back and kick my feet up. I don't know how to do things for me, for my self-care. I don't know how to enjoy the moment because I've always worried about what is piling up in my email box. Take the time to rest. And even if you're not looking for a new job, take the time to rest anyway. A lot of times people were only offered 1 week at a time for a vacation. 1 week is not nearly enough to unplug and restore yourself. I highly encourage you guys, and I know this is tough. This is going to be tough on your partners. This is going to be tough on your co-workers and colleagues, but take a block of time off. Take 2 weeks off if you can. I mean, push for it. See if you can take a whole month. Your life will change over that month. 2 weeks, you might be able to achieve it. You might be able to achieve that restoration of self over 2 weeks, but guarantee a month. Take that long break and don't fill it up with a whole bunch of things like, oh, I'm going to go cruise around the entire world and visit 17 countries in 14 days. Well, that sounds ambitious. Might be kind of fun, and it certainly will create a story for you to tell, but you may not rest. You may just be substituting the things in that email box for things on your checklist on this bucket list trip. And it may not be as fun or refreshing as you need it to be. So make sure you are taking time to rest. So something else that Brady may have felt over his 2 months of retirement is, well, he didn't like his new job. All right. I'm sure he had no shortage of offers for people to let him be on commercials, probably be a television personality, maybe even a sportscaster, writing books, public speaking. everything that this guy will be able to do, because if he touches it, it probably will turn to gold like most other things in his life. And that's okay. But if you don't like that new job, you're thinking, well, why did I quit the old one? This is no better. And sometimes people just think a new location in life. Oh, I'm going to pack up and move to Puerto Rico. I'm going to move from the East Coast to the West Coast or vice versa. That's not really solving the problem. And sometimes people just run away from these things. And so Brady may have not liked his new role because he didn't have the time to figure out himself. He was continued to be called the greatest. And well, let's face it, I'm sure a lot of people wanted to see him come back. So he said, why not give the people what they want? Give them what they want. Well, someday I'll get to interview Tom Brady and get to the bottom of all of my suppositions, because I don't know the guy, never met him, and really don't know much about him. I am just playing Tuesday afternoon quarterback, analyzing his decision to quit because, well, I'm a career expert and that is what I do. So I had to give you this brief episode today because Brady is back. I still don't want you to quit like him. Listen to the first episode. And if you did quit like him, well, you need to get back on track to get yourself there. Make sure you are taking the time to de-stress, rest, rejuvenate, and find yourself again. And when you do that, you're going to be in a much better shape and you are going to be ready for that next phase in your career. Hey, if I don't see you guys in Philadelphia, July 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'll see you on LinkedIn. That's where I like to hang out, or the next episode. But until then, see you next time.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarrett's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.